A roundup of the latest news now. Here are our top stories. Brexiteers sending European parents home. Adolf Hitler is elected councillor in Namibia. The new Premier League offside rule clarified. And the Queen criticises the government in her Christmas Day speech. More on those top stories to come. First to Brexit, and with a trade deal between the UK and EU looking imminent, we turn to a group counselling session recently held for Brexit voters with mainland European heritage. We were given exclusive access.
Okay, everyone, we all want to take back control. We have that as a common bond between us. Now, what I want you to do is tell me how you feel about having European heritage. Tony, let's start with you.
Yeah, my dad's English, but my mum's Polish from Krakow. She does my head in. I just want to send her back. Now I can't because of the border closures. It's causing me a lot of stress and anxiety.
Thank you, Tony. Darragh, what about you?
Hello there, I'm from Bristol, but my father is Irish and I can't tolerate hosting him here in England. My mother and I feel very strongly that he should go home. He gave me this blasted Irish name, but I'm getting it changed by deed poll.
We feel your pain, Darragh. What about you, Adam?
My dad's from Hungary. He used to get bullied about it in school. They called me Attila the Hun. Drove me mad. I just want to drive him back to his hometown, Sopron.
Lovely. What about you, Deepak?
Yeah, my parents drive me berserk, innit? Keep pressuring me to get married. They voted Remain, so I think they should just remain in Gujarat, where they came from. I know that's not the EU, yeah, but I voted Leave, so I thought I could be part of this group, innit?
Great, Deepak, and welcome to the group.
To Namibia now, where a man by the name of Adolf Hitler has been elected councillor in the Namibian constituency of Ompunja. We interviewed Mr. Hitler earlier today to find out more. Adolf, thank you for joining us on Christmas Eve. First of all, congratulations on your election.
Thank you, Bob. Very kind of you.
So, why did your parents give you the name Adolf Hitler Unona? With the greatest of respect, what got into them?
Well, Bob, let me explain to you. Namibia used to be a German colony. Adolf, along with Gunther, Gerhard, Jens, all of these were popular names in Namibia for some time. But, and there is a big but, I need to make clear to you that I do not in any way condone or accept any Nazi ideology. In fact, quite the reverse. I represent the SWAPO party, which is against colonial and white minority rule. And by the way, the German Empire, like all the colonial powers in Africa, massacred many of the indigenous population. For example, the Germans killed 110,000 or more of my compatriots during a revolt by my people against the colonial oppression by the Germans in the early 20th century. Not many people know about this, which is why we call this the forgotten genocide. Earlier this year, Germany offered my country 10 million euros as compensation. By my calculations, that means that Germany believes that a Namibian life is worth 45 euro. Not to mention the damage and lasting psychological impact they have left here. As far as I am concerned, they can shove it up their white, supremacist, bigoted, racist, colonial, sauerkraut and Frankfurter emitting backsides.
Adolf, thank you very much indeed for that emphatic message. Now to the Premier League, and in the most open season in living memory, with at least 10 or more clubs in contention for the title race at the midway point. This season has also seen a number of controversial refereeing decisions, most notably in relation to the enforcement of the offside rule. With me in the studio to explain the new rules is spokesman for the Referees Association, Peter Handball. Peter, why are we seeing so many controversial offside decisions and disallowed goals? Hello there, Bob. Well, the new rules are quite strict, so whereas last season you might have seen decisions go the way of the attacking side, we also recognise that it was resulting in controversial decisions to the detriment of the defending side. Because of that, we've been working closely with the Football Association to develop new rules and avoid last season's controversies. But it looks like you're simply swapping one controversy for another. There have been a myriad of controversially disallowed goals this season where attacking players weren't visibly offside. Why? Let me explain. Under the new rules, if the attacking player furthest forward in the opposition half is breathing into an offside position when he or she receives the ball, that'll automatically be offside, even if the rest of his or her body is onside. When the weather isn't cold enough to reveal the location of a player's breath, we're using state-of-the-art heat-seeking technology to identify breathing into an offside position. Peter, thank you. To the Queen's Christmas speech now. We've been given a sneak preview of this speech and warned listeners who wish to wait until Christmas Day to hear the full speech to avoid listening to the rest of the show. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all.
2020 has been a difficult year for all. The royal family too has struggled with setback after setback. My second son's penchant for young children and inability to handle the media spotlight led to him being relieved of his royal duties. My second grandson moved to Canada with Meghan and signed a deal with Netflix to share royal secrets. I wish them well and remind them that I got there first. There's a reason why The Crown is one of the most popular series on Netflix. That reason is clearly me. As if all that wasn't enough, we've been struck by a ghastly global pandemic, which my first son caught and thankfully recovered from earlier this year. COVID-19 has claimed nearly 2 million lives worldwide, and countless more have been infected. The United Kingdom and many other countries are now contending with new strains, in more ways than one. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. As we move from lockdowns to tiered restrictions as part of the government's public health protection initiatives, we can look forward to brighter days ahead. State-of-the-art medical research has expedited development of vaccines to help overcome this devastating pandemic. I firmly believe... What on earth?
Mom, sorry to interrupt, but the royal doctor's here to give you the vaccine. Says you're a priority because you're the Queen and over 90.
Oh, bugger off, Bernard.
Will do, sorry, ma'am.
Where was I? Yes, I firmly believe that we can look ahead to a bright future, and I urge you all to rally together and remain steadfast at this difficult time. Merry Christmas.